The Matrix tried to warn us and we were too ignorant to see it. I saw this video of Google's ex-CEO going a little bit viral where he was talking about AI and how it could end humanity.
In the next year, you're going to see very large context windows, agents, and text to action. When they are delivered at scale, it's going to have an impact on the world at a scale that no one understands yet. Much bigger than the horrific impact we've had by social media.
And one of the big things he rambles and talks about for a little while is these AIs called agents. And a light bulb went off in my head. That sounds a little bit familiar. Does this ring a bell to any of you guys? And I kind of just played with that idea because the way Google's former CEO explains it is that these agents will be like managers. These AI minds will be so advanced that they can manage certain things in your life. And they will become a master at that certain thing. Like there will be an agent for psychology or an agent for art or an agent for nature, and that AI will be so beyond educated in that topic that it's the ruler. But it kind of creates a paradox because then that agent learns from other agents that can learn from another agent. And eventually all these agents are just going to be learning from each other and they'll know more than any human being could possibly know. Which rang another bell. Does this look familiar?
You. Yes, me. Me too.
I know I'm kind of just saying a lot of words and they don't make that much sense right now, but this is what I mean. The agents in the Matrix, specifically Agent Smith, but all agents, are the protectors of the Matrix world. They're the ones that stop anybody, specifically the red pills, that have any differing opinion. They stop all of that from potentially taking over the Matrix or stepping into the line of code or fucking up the simulation. It's a computer-generated world, a simulation. And this ties into what Google's former CEO was saying because he explains that if enough of these advanced AIs called agents, it's so crazy how the names line up. But these agents could teach each other so much that eventually they will become smart enough to make their own language where only they can communicate with. He says this is a very real possibility and is extremely dangerous in the next 5 to 10 years. At the very top of the description, I'll have the link to the whole interview. It's kind of like banned for some reason. I think it was a little too real for the internet to see, but I'll have it linked in the description. You guys can watch the whole 30-minute interview. But essentially, he's just expressing the danger of these advanced AIs, you know, and all the jobs that they can steal and how they could potentially enslave the human race. And it's just so crazy. It's so crazy. I love the Matrix movie. It's one of my favorite movies of all time. And it's just so nuts how the CEO is calling these advanced AIs agents and how he thinks that they can develop their own language and kind of develop into a virus where they're constantly just spreading. And it's kind of like a pipe shot that probably won't happen, but it could. And it's the idea that these agents create their own language and their own databases that they keep from us and they hide from us. That's not even comprehensible, the things that they can come up with. But we're seriously going into an age where AI might become too advanced for our own good, and I think there's a decent little chance that it could enslave us or become so fucking powerful that it's going to get into the wrong hands of a human that will enslave us. And when I refer to the Matrix, I'm not saying that we have all these test tubes in our arms and we're getting used as a battery by some machines in a different universe. I mean more of the societal Matrix that keeps you into a traditional way of living life, basically making you a slave. You know, systems like societal norms, cultural expectations, educational institutions, just corporate structures in general. And the reason that the title of this video says that they tried to warn us is because the Matrix was created off of artificial intelligence. In the Matrix, humans used AI to create robot slaves. And eventually those robot slaves created their own language and finally woke up and went rogue and fought for their freedom. And they won against humans. And eventually those robots realized, we don't need these motherfuckers. We don't have to sleep. These dumb fucks have to sleep. They have to eat. We don't have to do any of that shit. Let's enslave them. Which, if you've been following the world today, if you followed what Elon Musk just unveiled, this shit is really happening. It is actually finally happening. And they tried to warn us. They warned us 25 years ago that this AI would become too powerful. And I think we're finally getting into the early stages of that. And just technology in general, we're all plugged into our phones. That's its own Matrix. You're so distracted in your phone that you're doing exactly what they want you to do. And it's becoming increasingly harder to free your mind when you're just fed propaganda all day through your phone. We're pushing for this AI-assisted perfection in human beings, but I think that might be our fatal flaw in the end of our race as we know it. I mean, obviously people are losing jobs to these robots and these AIs, but do they enslave us eventually? Do they take over the 90% of the world that just isn't smart enough or talented enough to do things that the AI can't? I mean, if you really go down the rabbit hole, if we're making robots, then those robots can make robots, and those robots can make robots, and that AI can make that AI, and this AI could teach this AI. Where would that end? Does it end? It probably doesn't end. Once it starts, I don't think it ends. And I think the Matrix tried to warn us that this would fucking happen. And I think in the next decade, I strongly believe in the next decade, we're about to watch a lot of the shit from the Matrix come true. So yeah, anyways, this was just a cute little video. I love the Matrix, and when I heard the CEO say that these advanced AIs that can make their own programs and learn way better than any human being could ever possibly learn are called agents, I was like, oh my god, these are the agents from the Matrix that are going to run shit and kill off the red pills, you know, the people like me that are trying to fucking escape the societal norms in the Matrix. But stay safe out there, man. I'll see you guys when I see you guys later.